Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Rumbo. I'm your host, or your teacher, Mike. And as always, we have Monica. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Mike.
Great. Why have you volunteered to be my student for this entire program?
Because I want to improve my English.
That's a great canned answer. Understand canned answer?
No.
A canned answer is an answer that has been rehearsed.
Rehearsed. I don't
Yeah.
understand rehearsed.
To rehearse an answer that you have practiced before.
No, I didn't.
No?
But it's obvious.
So, for example, when anyone goes to an interview, a job interview, and they ask the same question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because they always ask that question, right? Most of the time we say you have a canned answer. It means something you prepared before, but you act like you've just thought of it. Well, I think I'd like to be working for this company and in a managerial position, blah, 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 right? So canned answer. All right. Well, why don't you ask me what today's agenda is?
What today agenda is?
I don't think that's correct.
I'm always get lost with this.
I know.
What's today agenda?
Okay, now you need third person S.
What today agenda is?
Well, no, you still need the third person S.
What's today agenda?
What's today's agenda?
Okay. What's today's agenda?
Great. Ask me again.
What's today's agenda?
Repeat.
What's today's agenda?
What's today's agenda?
Okay.
What's today's agenda again?
What? What's today's agenda today? Again? Sorry. You're confusing me.
I know. That's part of my strategy. See, part of my strategy is to confuse Monica, so that when we start practicing the grammar, you're so confused.
I make mistakes.
To make mistakes, that's right, because she's almost perfect. You're almost perfect, so I have to try trickery to get you to make mistakes.
Okay. So what's today's agenda?
Ding! Today's agenda is from, to, for, and since. All right?
Okay.
So, talking about periods of time, durations of time, and or closed periods of time. All right. A lot of students confuse these four things. So the first thing we're going to look at is since. All right. Could you please translate since for us?
Desde.
Exactly. Very good. Now, you have to be careful here. The thing you always have to be careful of is how we use since. We use since in the present perfect or the present perfect continuous. All right, so for example, I have lived here since 2002, for example. All right, a little bit later we're going to look at for more in depth with some practice, and then from and to and how they work together. First, let's practice with since. So I'm just going to ask you some questions. How long? Most of the time, all the questions are going to be how long, how long, how long. In the present perfect or the present perfect continuous, doesn't matter most of the time. And you just simply tell me the truth.
If I want to.
If you want, of course. Okay, very good. How long have you worked at your present job?
Since September.
Long
I've been
answers.
working in my current job since September.
Okay, my question is, how long have you worked?
Okay.
And your answer?
I've worked in my actual job since September.
Okay. Now, more information, just something else. And I get this question all the time from students. Can I say, I have been working since 2002, right? Or I have worked since 2002. You can say both. In this case, you can say both, right? Because present perfect and the present perfect continuous share the same definition or the same meaning for this. All right? Very good. Let's continue. How long have you been with Antonio?
Yes.
How long have you been with Antonio? By the way, is Antonio his real name, or is that
Yes.
just a code name?
No, it's not. It's not a lie. It's the truth.
Okay. Well, if you want, we can call him just Tony,
Tony. Okay.
just to try to protect the innocent.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, that's from the States, calls him Tony.
Your brother-in-law, who was from the States,
From the States.
calls him
Yes.
Tony.
Yes.
I'm sure, because he probably can't pronounce Antonio very well.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. No, I understand. All right. How long have you been with Tony?
Since 2002.
Long answers, please,
I'm
Monica. We have people at
sorry.
home that are trying to follow us.
I've been dating Antonio.
Dating?
No, how do you say?
Dating's okay.
Yeah, but but dating is more informal,
Okay.
isn't it?
This great question. Let's clarify the whole dating boyfriend scenario because it's confusing for a lot of people, probably in any culture. Well, when you start to go out with a person, the first, the second, the third date, you're not sure. It hasn't been determined yet that you are a couple. Just, I'm going out with you to see if I like you, to see if we have anything in common. That's when you can say dating or going out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Boyfriend and girlfriend is, when we use that, typically is when either there's been a conversation, a serious conversation. Okay, well, I don't want to see anybody else. I don't want you to see anybody else, or more or less. Or it's just kind of an understood feeling, more or less. So in this case, you can say dating, but you've been with Tony for a long time, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how long has Tony been your boyfriend, or how long have you been with Tony? Because if you say been with, then it's everything.
Okay. I've been with Tony since 2002.
That's not very long.
5 years.
Is that long?
It's okay. It's not too.
It's okay.
Time flew.
Time flew. So you must be having fun.
Yes.
Okay, very good. How long have you been studying English?
I've been studying English since I was 3 years old.
It's a long time.
Hmm.
Is that why your English is so good?
I suppose so.
And what else?
Why is it that good?
Well, it's because you've been studying since you
Yes,
were 3.
I've been studying and I've been abroad.
Mm-hmm. Any other secrets of mastering the English language?
Studying, practicing, making a big effort, and if you have the chance, traveling abroad and doing an international program.
Oh, that's everything.
Hmm.
Then, in your opinion, how often should a person study English?
How often?
How often and how much time?
Every day.
How much?
20, 25 minutes.
That's great.
Hmm.
What's the minimum?
The minimum,
Yeah.
20, 25.
What's the maximum?
2 hours or 1 hour and a half.
It's weak. Why?
Because we know that people are really busy. So if we how do you say, if we ask them to study more, they won't, and they could be stressed. So it's better to give them short musts than long ones.
Short what?
Must, deberes, well.
Oh my God, I don't understand. I understand the sense and what you want to say in Spanish, but I'm afraid that does not translate very well.
Yes, well, we shouldn't give them, no, we
Oh.
should give them short homework. No, short, help me, please.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just joking. So
You're being rude.
I'm being rude again.
Yes.
I'm rude to you a lot, aren't I?
Yes,
Okay,
you're
I'm
a bit
sorry.
grumpy
I'm
and rude.
not grumpy today.
You are the grumpy teacher and the rude
No, I'm just being
teacher.
playful. There's a
Yes.
difference between being playful and being grumpy. Today I'm being playful.
Yes, you're right.
A little mean, but as we talked about before, tough love.
Yes.
Okay, so the idea is, you're right. Most of us have a job, a family, a lot of things we have to do, right? So the idea is study as much as you can, if you can. If you're a student, of course, that's your job. But if you have a job, then do the most you can. Minimum is the most important, at least 20, 25 minutes, just to keep improving. If you can do more, that's great. Very good. All right, so let's get back to sense. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Good. I think they're ready to get back to sense. All right. How long have you dealt with the public?
I dealt with the public.
I'm sorry? It sounds
I've
like.
been dealing.
Okay.
I've been dealing with the public since 2002.
How long have you driven a car?
I've been driving a car since 2000, or maybe a bit more, 1998.
Okay. Okay. How long have you been my student?
I've been your student since last week.
Since last week. Okay, very good. Now we're going to concentrate on for. All right. So the construction with for is the same as since, and that's why it's a little tricky. That's why a lot of people get them confused. But the difference with for and since, okay, now we use them both with the present perfect or the present perfect continuous. The difference is since is for concrete times, since 1984, since January, since 2 o'clock, all right? For is for basically a continuation. That's why a lot of Spanglish people make the mistake of saying durante, or not durante, but they say during, right? But the real translation is what for? Desde hace.
Desde hace.
Right.
Sí.
Very good. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion here. So the key words, right? So I think, in my opinion, a way to improve or to help you use these correctly with for is anytime you use, for example, the word years, for 5 years, for 5 months, for 5 minutes, for 5 weeks, right? But then the question becomes, can I say that for one? Yeah, for 1 year, for 1 week, for 1 month, for 1 minute, okay? Same thing, I'm going to ask you some questions about how long have you done something, and now just tell me with for.
Okay.
All right? Very good. How long have you been going out to the bars and drinking too much? It's a valid question.
For never.
For never. So just never.
No, I'm a good girl, I told you.
I know, you're right, I know. I try to make you look bad.
Yes.
But I think that's impossible.
It's
Everyone at home
impossible.
knows that you're a good girl.
Yes.
All right, so how long have you been going out to the bars and not drinking any alcohol?
For never.
All right, her short answer is great, except she should say never.
Never.
For never we don't say.
Yeah,
Just
but we were trying to use no, for.
I
so
know, I
that's
wasn't
why
expecting those answers. You're supposed to play the game. Say,
Okay, I
I've
will
been
play the
going out
game.
drinking.
I've been going out to the bars and not drinking any alcohol for 10 years.
Now that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Okay. Now, in all seriousness, how long have you been working like a slave or as a slave? I can't remember. Help me, Monica.
Like a slave.
Like a slave. Why?
Because you are comparing to something.
Exactly. And as is used for?
To define your...
The real or the actual thing.
Yes.
Fantastic. Quick learner. Okay. How long have you been working like a slave?
I've been working like a slave for 6 years.
For 6 years. All right, all right. How long have you been cooking? I can pronounce this. Tiramisu.
I've been cooking tiramisu for 2-3 years.
All right, now I've got a question for you at home. Did I say that correctly? Monica, did I say that correctly?
Yes.
I did. No, I didn't, because I said cook tiramisu. And by your definition of tiramisu, tiramisu is a pastry or a dessert. Therefore, I have to do this when I say therefore, is bake. To bake tiramisu. You
But
should
if you
now
don't
say
use-
that, yes, Mike, you're right.
Yes, Mike, you're right, but you always say so, even if you don't need to use the oven.
The oven.
The oven.
I don't know what an oven
You
is.
don't need any heat to make
Oven.
oven.
Ah, oven.
Oven.
The O in this case sounds like an oven.
Oven.
Again.
If you don't need to use the oven, should you say bake as well or not?
Well,
That's a difficult
Very
question.
good point, Monica. Again, you make me look stupid. So apparently tiramisu is not made in the
No.
oven.
No.
Very good. Good point. So apparently we cook tiramisu and we don't bake tiramisu.
We make tiramisu. We can say make.
Okay, we can say make tiramisu, but do we do, this is funny, do we do tiramisu?
No. No, we don't.
No, we don't do tiramisu, we make tiramisu. All right,
You make.
thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
We don't have a phone number for you guys to call in, but if we had a phone number, you could call and correct the teacher.
That's
But you
a good
cannot
idea.
correct Monica, that is only for me. All right, now we're going to move on to the next thing regarding from, to, for, and since. And that is how we use from and to. All right, so from and to. One thing I do want to point out is that a lot of times, and you can say this, is from 1993, for example, until, although today we're going to use to 2003. It's the same idea, right? Very good. So, do you have any questions before we begin?
Yes. Can you use from 1979 until 2008, for example? Is the same to use to than until?
Did I just say that or no?
I think so, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, is it the same?
Yes. Is it the
Yeah,
same?
it's exactly the same.
Okay, but we're gonna practice with.
We're going to practice
two.
with to. If you say until, that's fine. That's completely fine.
Okay.
Okay. I might yell at you,
Okay.
but it doesn't mean anything. It's just for comedy relief, really. Okay, very good. So, I'm going to have you ask me questions.
Okay. How long?
No. I will give you the questions to ask me.
Okay.
All right, very good. Here we go. Ask me how long I played American football.
How long have you played?
Nope.
No, sorry. How long did you play American football?
Good. Stop. Look at me. Now, she made the mistake of using the present perfect. When we use from and to, it's usually in the past. Why? Because we're talking about a closed time frame. Okay? Because I said, ask me how long I played American football when I was a kid. Now I'm much older and I get hurt, right? So we have to focus. This is going to be all in the past, not in the present perfect. Very good. Ask me how long I played American football.
How long did you play American football?
I played American football from 1978 until 1988.
Were you good?
I was good. No, I wasn't the best. I was average.
Yeah.
First, I started out and I was fast because I was really skinny. And I ran and I played wide receiver and I played a position on defense where I was in the backfield and I ran and tackled people. But then as I got older, then I started eating more because all my friends were much bigger than me. So I gained weight when I started, my neck was, but I slowed down. So then I played another position where I just played defense and just had to run around and tackle people who had the football.
Good.
So anyway, ask me how long I lived at home with my parents.
How long did you live at home with your parents?
I lived at home with my parents from 1970. This tells you how old I am. From 1970 until 1988 when I left home for college.
Good.
Yeah, good. Ask me how long I used to live in California.
How long did you used to live in California?
I used to live in California, or I lived in California from 1998 until 2002.
So you went to university there?
No, I went to the university in Texas.
Huh.
And then after Texas, then I moved to California. Okay. Do you want to ask me anything else?
No.
Do you want me to feed you the questions?
Yes.
Very good. All right, a couple more things, and then we need to move on to something a little bit different. Ask me how long I sold software in the Silicon Valley.
How
Did you know I used to work in the world of software in
No,
Silicon
I
Valley?
didn't.
Yeah, well, for a little while. Before I moved to Spain,
Did you enjoy it?
yeah, it was fantastic. California's great.
Hmm.
Selling software, in my opinion, it's a great job. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's not as fun as teaching. I prefer teaching.
Yeah.
Because I can laugh and have a good time and joke there.
Yeah. You can be
Can't-
funny selling a product.
Cannot be funny selling a product.
Well,
There's not a
sometimes-
lot of humor in that.
Well, maybe that's an advantage of your personality. If you're funny, the clients think you are funny and you're nice and they buy your product, no?
In theory, you would think that, but in the end, it's a little difficult to work.
Yeah.
It can be that way, but in the end, sometimes it's a little more.
It's
a little
better
more
to be
involved.
serious.
Exactly, because you're talking about a lot of money that people have to pay. So it's interesting how serious people are about money. All right, now, Monica, ask me what we're about to do, because we are about to do something different.
What are we about to do?
We are about to practice numbers.
Oh, again.
Yes, we're going to practice numbers again, because pronunciation is always challenging for most students.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
So, how we're going to do this is I'm going to just show you a number, show you at home a number, and then we will see if your pronunciation is correct.
Okay,
Pretty
let's see.
simple. All right, so I'm going to start with the first one here. Okay, you got this one? Go ahead.
Okay, the number is 1,007.
When I say,
Okay,
that means it's wrong.
171,363.
Oh, nice. Okay, very good. The next one.
89,707.
Very good. Yeah, a little faster.
Okay, I will try.
Here we go.
70,738.
Say it again.
70,000.
Again.
70,738.
Good. You didn't make any mistakes, but I'm just trying to
Make mistakes.
make you nervous. Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
42,376.
Backwards.
67,324.
Yes, that's correct. Very good. Interesting. Better than I can do. All right, go.
19,812.
Backwards.
21,891.
No.
21,000.
Well, it would be 200.
No.
18,000. But then
No.
it wouldn't make sense, would it?
No.
All right,
It's-
tell me again. Tell me your way.
21,891.
You are correct a lot of times today, Monica. Interesting.
3,152.
Mm-hmm. Next.
550,000. 1,000.
Oop.
Let's start again.
Mm-hmm.
550,152. One.
Again.
550,151.
Okay. Now, the last time we talked about numbers, I think you had a question, or maybe we talked about it when we weren't in front of the camera, and that is the and.
Mm-hmm.
How many ands do we need?
You should use just one at the end.
Okay. Just one at the end, between the hundreds and the tens, right? So, for example, 23,672. If you use more than one and, is that a problem?
No, it's not.
Okay, it could be a problem for when the numbers get longer and bigger. Sometimes people make mistakes. Oh, where do I put the and?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In my opinion, you can use more than one and. I've seen people say it a lot, but sometimes it can be a little tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're better just to use the one and, is my opinion. All right, one more number, and then we'll take it on home to the people. Go.
213,672.
One more.
213,672. I used two ends.
I know, and that was great.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Monica.
You're welcome.
As always, thank you for watching at home, and tune in next time. Bye-bye.